Oh hey, I'm Daisy, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a scrunchy headband. What is a scrunchy headband, you may ask? Well, a scrunchy headband is a headband that looks like a scrunchie, and coming up to the festive season, this is a great DIY accessory that you can make to jazz up your festive outfits, whether that be for in-person or online virtual celebrations. Not only that, it makes a great gift, so you could make one and gift it to someone else so that you could maybe be matching. And it's also a great alternative to the classic paper crown that you get in your festive bonbons because you can wear it all year round. The first thing you need to make a scrunchy headband is fabric, and lucky for us, Spoonflower has lots of that. So I've picked out 4 prints in a bunch of different base cloths so that I can show you what these scrunchy headbands look like in different fabrics. My festive colour is red, but I like to steer away from obvious colour combinations like red and green because you can't really wear those colours all year round without feeling like an elf. So I've gone for red, and I've picked out red and pink as kind of the main colours that I want to work with so that I can wear these scrunchy headbands all year round. So let me show you some of the prints I picked out and let me tell you what these fabrics are. If I don't remember, I'll put it in the caption below. But the first one I got is a satin in a kind of red and pink gingham, which is what I've used for this scrunchy headband here. Next up, I've got a slightly mid-weight cotton in the same print as my backdrop. Then I've got a cotton lawn in a really cool kind of hand-drawn checkerboard print. I've got a groovy, kind of like a groovy floral, like abstract floral, and this is in a slightly heavier weight cotton. Oh, and my backdrop, which is a velvet, and I also made a scrunchy headband out of that, so you can see what it looks like in a really thick fabric as well. So that's fabric. The second thing you need to make a scrunchy headband is a headband, and I like to use padded headbands because they add a little bit of extra structure and volume to my larger scrunchy headbands. But any headband that is ribbon wrapped or covered in fabric will work perfectly for this because the final step is to hand stitch into the ends of the hairband, which stops the scrunchie from sliding off. So after that, you just need matching thread, scissors, snips, chalk, a ruler, an iron, an ironing board, and a sewing machine. But you don't need a sewing machine, you can make this without one. So let's make some scrunchy headbands. Step number 1 is to cut out a rectangle. This will become the scrunchie. My dimensions are 20 centimeters high by 80 centimeters wide, but you can adjust the dimensions to suit your headband and your desired level of scrunch. After that, fold your rectangle in half with the right sides of the fabric facing. If you like to use pins, you can now pin your side seams together and get ready to jump onto the sewing machine. Using a 1 centimeter seam allowance, stitch up the side seam, making sure to backstitch at the start and the end of your seam. One thing I like to share with new sewists is to keep your fingers together and keep your hands away from the needle. I've learned this the hard way, so I always like to share this tip with others so they don't have to. Next, press the seam open into the middle and then jump back onto your sewing machine to stitch up the ends. On one end of the tube, stitch across in a straight line to close the end, remembering to backstitch. On the other end, stitch across halfway, leaving a hole big enough to turn the tube out in the next step and big enough for your headband to fit inside. At this point, you can pause to admire your beautiful straight stitching, and then it's time to turn this scrunchie out. Depending on the fabric you have used, this will be super easy or a little bit fiddly. I recommend using something pokey like the back of a pencil or a paintbrush to help you turn it out. Once you've finished turning the tube out, give it a press with your iron to make it all nice and flat. Then you can grab your headband and insert it into the hole. Scrunch the fabric all the way along the headband, and once it's all covered up on the inside, you're ready for the next step. Get your hand sewing needle ready with about 30 centimeters of thread. Starting on the end with the open hole, hand stitch the hole closed, or you can do this on your sewing machine and then fold the corners of the scrunchie tube down on top of each other and hand stitch them to the headband to secure them in place. Make sure to catch the needle on the headband inside so the scrunchie doesn't slip off. Finally, snip off any loose threads and spread the scrunches out evenly, and then you can try your new scrunchie headband on. And that is how you make a scrunchie headband. How cute!